Now, in this part, we're going to start trying to apply this to some problems, but rather than jump into all the different scenarios, of which there are many, we're going to just first go through a couple of questions, okay? We're going to draw them, and we're going to get our initial values right, because if we don't do this, nothing else really is going to be correct. So, here we go. A particle P is projected from point O on a horizontal plane with speed 28 meters per second. An angle at 30. Right, stop there. So what we want to do is we want to draw something like this. We want to write 28. We want to write 30. Okay. And we're going to again start doing our DST and our SUVATs. So we're going to write DST. We're going to write SUVAT. Remember, this is the horizontal. This is the vertical. And we're going to put in some initial values that we know. So we know, for example, that horizontally this should be 28 cos 30. Okay, and for the u value, this should be 28 sine 30. We're going to add one extra layer of complexity to it. So before I try and find out about a specific point in this journey, I'd like to point out one thing, which is, initially, this particle is going up. At the end, though, it's going down. Don't worry about a cross. That's not a problem, okay? It pretty much always goes to the right, so you don't need to worry about left and right. But if you think about the vertical, it's up and then it's down. So why is it up and then down? Well, it's because of acceleration from gravity. So this is a problem because the initial is going up, but the whole time the acceleration wants to act in the opposite way. So not everything is going in the same direction anymore. We need to define a positive direction, and I would normally recommend that for these kind of questions you choose to make up the positive direction, which means the last thing I'm going to write for this part here is I'm going to say that vertically the acceleration is a minus 9.8. So notice please. This is a positive, this is a negative. The sign of the number is just as important as the number itself in the world of mechanics. Okay? So this is how we would start this question. This is the first sort of thing I would like you to do, please, when you are answering these questions. Let's try another one, and in a separate video we'll come back and we'll answer the rest later, because actually when you've got this set up, the other part is not so difficult. So next question. A particle is projected with u, and it says u equals 3i plus 5j, where I and j are the unit vectors, horizontal and vertical. Okay, so what's going on here? Well, you haven't seen this for a while necessarily, but it's this idea, isn't it? 3 to the right, 5 up. And that would sort of make your diagonal. So what's going on here? Well, this is actually a very, very nice question, because if I do my normal steps of DST and SUVAT, well, what's going on here? What's going on is the person has done some of my work for me already. So horizontally, it's 3, because they gave me the number, right? They gave me the number down here. And vertically, and I'm going to assume again that we're going to make up the positive direction. So this is going to be a 5. So there's no need for me to use angles and things like that because, well, I don't need to do it yet. I don't need to resolve it though, because that's been done for me already. The acceleration, what would the acceleration be? Well, it's going to come back down, so it must be minus 9.8. And again, can you see we've got that one there as a positive, that one there as a negative. They should be fighting against each other here. I think we've got one last example before we come back in our next video and we try and answer these. So, another question. A particle is projected from a point O with a speed. So speed, that's that diagonal, isn't it? So, there we go. 30, 35, DST. So So DST SUVAT. Okay, this one here is going to be what? This is going to be 35 cos 30. This is going to be 35 sine 30. After a while, it will be like the back of your hand. You'll say, oh, look, it's one of these ones. Yeah, I'll make up. And there we go, minus 9.8. Okay, I think I'll leave the last one for when we come back in the next video. Okay, so what we've done to start with is we're just sort of setting ourselves up for success. So we talked before about how we can get vertical and horizontal by using sine and cos. You've seen here, I would say that's a standard example, that first one there. It can be given to us in vector form, in which case somebody's done the work for us already. And again, one more example. Okay, so in the next video, we're going to go through and we're going to answer these ones here. And we'll also look at one situation which I don't think we've seen yet, which is how we can handle this sort of thing with our question. Okay, so I'll see you in the next video.